Hi guys, Squad here. Welcome back to another Trucking Diaries. I hope you enjoyed the last one. This is going to be a shorter journey, but it's going to be a tricky journey. I think maybe I've bitten off more than I can chew in this one. We shall see. I looked at the job market and I looked at how much money we could potentially get. And I saw this massive cable reel. I think you know where this is going. I saw basically a job for a very long trailer with a very heavy object on the back that needed to go northbound into Utah. And I said to myself, I like how much that pays for such a short distance. We can do that with our 370 horsepower Kenny, can't we? I guess we're going to find out. Let's go and pick this thing up, see how we get on, and just to add to the difficulty factor, it looks like we're going to be driving at night because I need to maximize the dollars we get in what's left of this day, because I really want to pay that loan off now, although it probably leads to me getting another one. Actually, I don't think it will. I think I'm going to pay that loan off, and then as the income comes in from the jobs and the drivers, I think we'll let the money build up, and then as soon as we get to like 100-ish thousand, we'll buy another truck and hire another driver and just keep doing that. Like every time we get 100 grand, just buy another truck, get another driver, until the money starts to build up. That's all I can do. I could spend it on the truck. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love some upgrades right now. I'd love a transmission with a retarder in it, and I'd love a bigger engine, but it's not necessary. We're getting the job done. In fact, if we could buy nearly new trucks, I would love that. If the game had that. Buy like a 3-year-old truck with plenty of miles on it. Maybe get some extra maintenance prices or something. Right, so if you look at this, yeah, I'm completely mad. So we're going to take a cable reel, 29 tons, with 370 horsepower. I'm going to try and haul it up to Moab. The mother of all battles, Moab. Where's the train? There he is. We've got 18 gears, so I kind of figure with 18 gears and 370 horsepower, we can make this work. I may regret that decision. I just hope there aren't too many twisty, narrow roads, because we may struggle with that. I get stuck on an incline.
Beginning route navigation.
I may not get going again. Yeah, that's a long trailer. Have we got a climbing gear? We have a climbing gear. Let's see how we get on in L1 or 1L. Alright, so it pulls away on flat in 1L. This is a long trailer. You have to be careful with this. Okay. Like, roads like this won't be a problem, but twisted roads will. Hey, train. I need to do some American train sim. I haven't done some American stuff for a while. Last couple of ones I did, I've been focusing on British and German. But I do like the American stuff. I just wish they had some big heavy haul stuff through Canada, that kind of thing. I'll let this guy go a bit so we can take a wider turn through here. That's something I was going to do. I was going to turn up the sat-nav voice and I forgot to do it. Come on, you can do it. Engine seems to like between about 1500 and 2000 RPM. After 2000 RPM, the power just tails off rapidly. Seems to be how the engine generates its torque. Oh, we built up a little crowd of followers, look at that. Well, this is interesting. We're not actually taking highways. It looks like we're going to be on these narrow roads. Also, how much fuel have we got? I wonder if I'll have enough fuel for the whole journey. So when you've got these big dolly trailers, I don't like going into fuel at rest areas.
Continue straight.
Okay, over the highway. Nighttime is coming. Let's put the beams on, that's better. That's a lot better. You know, I don't know about you, but I quite like driving at night. There's something quite relaxing about it. The roads are quieter. You can see other vehicles coming from a long way away. You see the lights before you see the vehicle. In some respects it's more relaxing, in others it's more tiring. I remember many years ago, I used to be at university, I had a friend who used to visit me. And he would leave my house at like 1 AM. You know, I was ready for bed, I was so tired. You know, we were playing games or whatever all evening or watching a movie or something. He would want to head out at 1 AM. I'm like, dude, how can you do this? How can you leave now and then drive for 2 hours? Like, it literally, you know, it was a 2-hour drive. I was in Sheffield and he'd have to drive all the way back down to Warwick or Chelmsford, depends on where he lived. And he said, I really enjoy it. He said, I just love driving at night. On the motorway, it's quiet. I can just put my music on and just relax. Kind of get that. On the one hand, it's like, normally for your body clock, you want to go to sleep. But on the other hand, if you can stay awake during that time, it's a lot quieter. Well, this particular desert road seems to have a lot of vehicles on it. Yeah, I've turned it off, bro. Calm down. There we go. Yeah, see, every time we go down a dip, I just brake the speed limit slightly because there's nothing to slow the truck down. Let's have a quick look on the sat nav where we are. So we're basically northbound on the, I think that's Route 191. Can't zoom out any more than that, unfortunately. Hey, oh, what's going on here then? Roadworks! Yay! A quick look at the map, you'll see what I mean. We're going northbound on the Route 191. There is a fuel station there if we need it. There's also another one here, so... And there's another one there. Blimey! And then we've got a left turn into BHP Billiton. So that's going to be an interesting turn. We'll be fine, I reckon. Don't think this route's particularly hilly. Come on. There's nothing coming. I'm not sure what that guy's doing. I saw him pick up a metal thing and drop it into a load of stones. It's kind of weird. Just noticed the road markings are a bit like they have in Sweden with the white lines on the outside. Or is it Norway? Might be Norway. The white lines on the outside and the yellow down the middle. You know, I'm sitting here wondering how many DLCs we'll get for this game this year. And how quick they're going to build out America with this new pipeline they have. Because we're in April, I mean, alright, you know, we've got to allow for a certain virus situation now, haven't we, to delay things, but we're in April, and we don't have the new one yet. I'm wondering if we're going to get 2 this year. I'm pretty certain I worked it out once, that if they delivered 4 a year, we'd have to wait 10 years or something. If they're only delivering 2 a year, blimey. That's going to take a while. See, it's not so bad with Europe. There's already a lot of drivable area in ETS2. And once we get the new Iberia map DLC, that's going to give us... Well, you say Iberia. If you look at what Iberia defines it as, we should get Spain and Portugal as a minimum. I'm also hoping that we'll get Gibraltar, because that would be cool if we get Gibraltar. If they put the rock in there in the airport, that'd be great. So I'm kind of hoping for Gibraltar. Spain and Portugal is what I would want. But you never know. They could throw in a bonus, couldn't they? I mean, what's to stop them throwing in a little trip over to Africa? Who knows? But then what comes after that? Ukraine. The Ukraine is massive. If they ever did the Ukraine, it would be like doing Texas. I reckon they'd have to split that in 2. Because that's a big job. But if they added the Ukraine into Eurotruck, that would give you so much places to drive. That'd be fantastic. And as for ATS, I'm trying to remember my American states. I kind of want them to go along the top as well, the border with Canada. I don't want them to just kind of break out into the middle of the United States. I want them to sort of go left to right across it in a flat fashion. But they've got to do Texas at some point. But once they get to the Midwest and stuff, the middle states, where they're very, very boring, aren't they? I remember actual real truckers coming into the stream just saying, when you drive across that part of the world, it's the most boring thing. It's flat, and it's just a straight road. There's no scenery, and it is extremely dull. Should be quick to develop from SCS's point of view, but won't exactly be exciting territory, will it? That's why I'd like them to kind of focus on, when they did Washington, I'd like them to go east from Washington. This is a lot more interesting up there as it gets wetter and colder. You get more varied terrain. It's also more mountainous and hilly. Okay, reduce speed ahead.
Take the right turn ahead.
That looks like a Scooby-Doo bus.
Turn right.
Why is that guy out so late? That's really bizarre. Blimey, I can't see if there's anything oncoming right now. Am I supposed to be in this lane? Am I allowed to be in this lane, or should I be in the left lane?
Use the left lane, then turn left.
I think I wasn't supposed to be in that. I think that was possibly a separation lane, but I couldn't even see the markings on the ground properly. North 191. Come on, truck, you can do it. Welcome to Utah. Come on. It does not want to accelerate right now. Speed limit is 65, which is the same. Doubt there's going to be a weighbridge up here to worry about. I wish I had some roof lights. The roof lights give you massive visibility into the distance. Well, looking in the mirror, it's just us on this road right now. So yeah, if we break down, we're sleeping in the truck. There we go. See, I couldn't see that climb, but I could definitely feel it. Okay, let's have a look on the sat nav. Oh, this is where we're making a right turn, then we swing back north, isn't it?
Turn right.
Turn right for Bluff and Moab. Bluff, Utah, blimey. I wonder what the history is of that name. I wonder if it actually has anything to do with like gambling. And that's why they call it Bluff. Is this roadworks? No. Blimey. That was deceiving. Not a popular move, is it? Blasting through this lovely, quiet American town at night. 3 AM. With a big truck. Still less than 100 miles away. I think they've done the hardest bit. We might even see a bit of daylight soon. Oh no, we won't. Sorry, I misread the clock. It's only 1:30. The ETA is 3 AM. Yeah, we're not going to see daylight. This is a full-on night drive. Then we've got a car behind us as well. Dude, stop flashing me when I've already turned the lights off. It's actually annoying. This is a heck of a climb. Foot flat on the floor. RPMs are stable, but we're not accelerating. We are slightly now. There we go. It's flattening out. We can get up to 6H now, I reckon. So it just shows you, if you have a low horsepower engine, but you stick in a gearbox like an Eaton 18 speed, you get you can do a lot of jobs that you might think you can't do. You don't have the power, but you have so much gearing that you can make stuff work. I mean, obviously there's a limit to it. There's only so much that engine's going to do, but we've not gone up anything super steep, but if we did, we could put it in a crawler gear and take a long time, but we'd do it, I reckon. I think we're about to go through some twisty climbs. Passing lane 1/2 mile. Okay, yeah, we're about to go up a hill. Spoke too soon. I guess we're going to test all that theory now. Yeah, here we go. Let's just keep dropping through the gears as we need to. once it gets under 1500. As long as you keep on top of it, you should eventually find a gear where the RPM... There you go. Where the RPM stops falling. .45-mile-an-hour limit. Monticello. Sounds like an Italian ice cream. Yeah, I know I'm speeding. I'm working on it. There we go. Now, if we're really lucky, these lights are going to change before we get there. But we're not really lucky today.
Continue straight.
Uh-oh, it's the highway patrol. State trooper. Looks like a reasonably quick car. Thought that car was going to pull out on us, to be honest. 21 Celsius outside at 3 AM. That's nuts. Hate to see what it gets up to in the daytime. Okay, I'll put those back on. Wait, what? Like it just changed from 30 to 70 as it accused me from speeding. Wow, it went 30 to 70 and then back down to 45 instantly. Well, this has been quite a good little earner, I think. On the whole. It's not too long, and it pays reasonably well. That's the benefit of when you start to unlock more skill stuff in the points tree. I'm kind of hoping we'll get more like hazardous chemical type things. They tend to pay more. Or the fragile goods. The ones to watch out for really are the urgent delivery ones. They, you know, like, they're great, they pay well, but the penalties for them are horrendous if you're late. And if you want to go around discovering extra cities, like say you want to reroute your map and discover 1 or 2 cities on the way, you don't want to take an urgent delivery. Because you're going to arrive late and the penalty will wipe out your profit. Whereas the fragile ones, well, anything else that's not urgent really, but the fragile ones pay nicely as long as you can keep the goods safe, you know? It's the dead of night right now. You can see the target on the mini-map. Just trying to keep us steady. Moab. Alright, destination. We're going to unlock a city as well. And let's see if there's any discoverables when we get there. Speed limit 50. I'm expecting it to drop again. There you go.
Use the left lane, then turn left.
Use the left lane. That's a good idea.
Turn left.
Let's get it turned around and get the main beams on. Just try not to blind everybody else. BHP Billiton. There we go. Big mining company. Ooh. Truck headquarters. I wish we could afford it. This looks like some pretty rough terrain. Alright, wants us to go left. Can't see the drop point. The trouble with this trailer is there's no way we're reversing it, so I'm just relying on the sat-nav to be correct, which it looks like it is.
Arrived.
Let's just hope we can get that in aligned. Nice. Oh, it's gone. Hang on. There we go. Very precise with BHP Billiton drops. Sweet. Let's get paid. I reckon this will tip us over to the next level, you know. Bingo! Level 15. 13 grand. Nice. We're getting extra points. Now then. So, an extra points long distance would allow us to take jobs up to 1,600 miles. 20% high reward for delivery distances over 1,000 miles. I'm not personally interested in that because with Trucking Diaries, I have no intention of doing long drives like that. So, I think I can spend points better somewhere else. Now, with this one, if we took that, we get an extra 5% on our high-value cargoes. And if we took this one, we get an extra 5% on our fragile cargo. With this one, just-in-time delivery, rank 3, we get 3% increase for finishing an important delivery and 5% increase for finishing an urgent delivery. So, I mean, any of these, that one's obviously got more ranks later. Any of these are fine. It just depends really on, do we want to focus on anything in particular? This is a waste of time. Well, I say it's a waste of time. Fuel's quite cheap in America, so it is kind of a waste of time. You can get more money back here than you can save here. Let's put it that way. So what kind of jobs do we want to do? Fragile tends to pay well. High value cargo. Extra 5% on that. These are more your urgent deliveries. I think we'll go with high value. I think we'll bring that up and make some money that way. Let's have a look at the bank situation again. 274,000. Account balance is now 179. So, doing pretty well, I'd say. I'm quite happy with that. Well, that's it for this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And let me know about Trucking Diaries. And if you're still enjoying it, until the next one, take care. Happy trucking.